good old days.
Athens and Wellston. Now, similar. Both of these teams have wins, like you said, against teams that welcome everybody into another Football Friday night here from Vinton County High School. I'm Nathan Lynn alongside my partner Brad Rhodes. And it's homecoming night tonight, Brad. The Alexander
and Meg's struggling right now, but I mean, this is it. This is to challenge the TBC winner from last year, Nelsonville. Whoever wins this game has probably got a good chance to be that challenger.
Both of these teams sit atop the TBC Ohio right now with 2-0 records in league play. The winner tonight, Brad, will be in sole possession of first place with that Nelson York game looming for both of these teams in what would be a championship game. So both teams a lot to play for tonight. Now the Alexander Spartans have won 3 games in a row, just like Vinton County. They did beat Eastern Pike in week 1. They dropped 1 to South Point in week 2. But they've got 3 wins in a row over Belpre, Athens, and Wellston. Meanwhile, the Vikings dropped their first 2 of the season and have won the last 3, as you said, against Trinity Meigs and Athens. Now, the Alexander Spartans. And here come the Vikings out of the tunnel with the quarterbacks behind. As the crowd is already into this one, nearly a full house here.
And it doesn't get much better. Homecoming night, the fall is in the air. Everyone back in town to support the Vikings.
We're a matter of moments away from taking this one off. Again, Alexander and County both 2-0 in TBC Ohio play with that Nelson New York game for both of these teams coming later into season. Nelson New York. Very good.
Charlie Kennedy, number 23. Back to receive is Matt Henry and Wayne Hayward. Wayne Hayward picks the ball up at about the 17-yard line and ran it back to the Alexander. 37-yard line. He was tackled by the kicker, number 23. Vinton County ball. First down! Ball handoff goes to Wayne Hayward. Tackle was made by Jordan Scholes. Ball is on the 32-yard line of Alexander. First, second down, 5. Flag is on Vinton County, offside. 5-yard penalty makes it now second down, 10.
Hey, he's looking at you.
34-yard line. Garrett Brown carries. Yardage enough for another Vinton County. First down! 9-yard carry. Ball is on Alexander's 25-yard line. First and 10. Vinton County.
No, yeah, we're good. I got it.
Hey, right here, Coach. Look, Coach, they're in three. They both in three.
Hands off the ground.
It's going to be second and 1.
Pick up of 9 yards on the play. Makes it second down and 1. Vinton County.
Second down. Score.
Yeah, yes.
They're giving us a middle.
His way, gets the first down as it was short on the last play. He's down inside the 15 to the 12-yard line.
They got the 4 yards on
First
the
and
play.
10 now.
I don't know what up here. Just every time, even if it's 3 or 4 yards, he's falling forward and picking up that extra yard and a half on every single run.
Ball is on Alexander's 12-yard line.
The Vikings have it first and 10 on the 12. They can pick up a first down at the 2-yard line. As Hayburn is in the backfield now, Ratchke in motion. The handoff is to Hayburn, and he's going to push his way inside the 10 down to about the 9-yard line. So again, getting met at the line, but still getting 3 yards, Brad.
I mean, 2 guys right in his face and still able to get forward and gain, 3.5 yards on that. Not a bad average.
Hayburn comes to the sideline. Matt Hembry out there in the slot now for the Vikings.
I like this look.
Moeller out wide to the near side. Garrett Brown in the backfield with Mullahan. He's going to follow Garrett Brown.
Zeke smells it.
Trying to get the corner. He's across the 5, and he's going to be tackled into the end zone for the touchdown. Zeke Mullahan. 8 yards for the score. And the Vikings lead on their first drive, Brad. How important is that to set the tone early against this team that's 4-1?
Yeah, very important, because this is an offense in Alexander that can score some points. So you want to stay ahead of that curve. You don't want to have to chase them.
And the fireworks shoot off, Brad.
Hey, we want to thank those guys.
Cherry Lane boys. See if the Vikings can tack on the extra point here. Snap, good snap. Kick is low and no good. Now, there was a flag, and it's going to be offsides against the Spartans. Now, Brad, do you go for 2?
Yeah, I think you do. You're a yard and a half closer. Yeah, I say we go for it.
So one thing I do want to point out, Byron Brisker was injured last week in the Athens game. He's not out there. Byron is the holder. So now you have Sean Bourne as the holder. And the Vikings look like they're now going to go for 2. And I kind of wondered that with that missing piece.
Yeah, it makes sense to do that. You're closer and not having your regular out there. We've seen it in pro games here as of late, you know, with the Bengals and
the long snapper.
Yeah.
So the Vikings will go for 2. And that's something, Brisker being out, it's going to hurt your line as well.
Yeah. It's kind of imperative we get this because.
And the sneak is in there for Zeke, and he's got it.
No,
so the Vikings tack on the 2-point conversion. They lead with 8:44 to go, 8-0 over the Spartans on homecoming night here in MacArthur.
That's good because, like I said, we know Alexander's got that that big leg in D'Agostino tonight. He's going to be pretty automatic, and I think you're going to see some long-range field goals. They get down there, and they can get a 38, 39-yarder.
Yeah,
they're going to try him. Did you see him kicking during warm-ups?
Looks like he was kicking them from about the 47.
Yes, they were right out there in midfield in that paint. That kid's got a leg. I do believe he leads the state in goals scored right now.
Wow,
as far as soccer.
Yeah,
in soccer. So
I was talking to some people before the game, and they told me that soccer seems to be his best sport.
It is his sport. Now, he's a heck of a basketball player.
Right, we've seen him on the basketball court.
He might be the very best player in the TVC this season.
My response to that was, I'm glad we don't have soccer here.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Alexander has a great soccer program. They have great kids.
Ratchke's going to kick, or no, that's going to be.
Who do we have kicking?
Habern kicking. And Alexander Alexander did not get on the ball, and that's a live ball, and the Vikings are going to recover. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's somebody.
Well, Brad, there was 3 or 4 Spartans staring at the ball, and I'm not sure why they thought that they didn't need to recover it, but
that's that can be a backbreaker right there. A little mental breakdown. You know, if you're Alexander here, you need to bow up and try to keep Vinton County from scoring here. This could be a snowball rolling downhill real quick.
The last time I saw that, Brad, was in 2004 at South Point. South Point did the same thing. They let the ball bounce and assumed it was like a punt and walked away.
I would expect nothing less from you, Nathan, to know those things, those minute details.
And we've got another flag here, Brad, as it's becoming a flag fest. As we've got another penalty on Vinton County here. So the Vikings will start 5 yards back. Again, Brad, we've seen this come and go so far this season, and it looks like we're off to a pretty rough start with the penalty flags tonight.
Luckily, we've had a little drive and scored there.
Handoff is going to be to Habern. He makes a man miss up the middle to the 5, and he's going to score.
Yeah.
What a cutback by the sophomore, Lane Habern.
You know, if you think back to last year, this is about the same time that Gabe Ratchke, that super sophomore, took off, and now we're seeing Mr. Habern doing the same thing.
Absolutely, and I was not ready for a touchdown call there, Brad. I thought he was going down.
I did too, but, I mean, he saw that lane to the right, and he cut back, and it was, he said, hey, I'm going.
What a run,
man.
What a run. So the Vikings take advantage of that mental mistake by the Spartans on the kickoff, and they're looking to put up the extra point here. Schonborn to hold. Habern. And the kick is up. Looks like wide left. I believe the firework may have been distracting there, Brad.
Been. That was an inopportune time for that to go off. Coach probably not happy about that one.
I would imagine he's not. The Vikings lead 14-0 now. 8:14 to go in the first quarter here from MacArthur.
Man, could homecoming start any better for the Vikings?
No.
I agree.
I don't think so, Brad. You got a packed house, crowd into it.
Beautiful night. I mean, it actually feels like football weather now.
Yeah, first game of the year where it's a bit chilly.
Yeah.
So the Vikings off to a good start, Brad, in this TVC Ohio.
Yeah,
would you say semifinal championship game?
I think it is. I mean, we're kind of projecting out.
Right.
But we really think these are the two teams that are going to contend with that, you know, TVC champion from last year, Nelsonville York Buckeyes. And they like for you to call them Nelsonville York. You know that, right, Nathan?
Yes, I do. Absolutely. Brad, you don't drive a yellow Jeep, do you?
I'm not driving a yellow Jeep today. How about you?
I'm not either, but they're about ready to tow it across the street to Mickey's, I believe. Habern set to kick for the Vikings. 8:14 to go, first quarter. And the kick is away. Going to bounce at the 26, and it's picked up this time. And tackled immediately on the play was Kane, brought down by Matt Hembry there. So,
go ahead.
The Spartans field the kick.
Yeah.
They got a chance now on offense for the first time tonight, Brad. What are we going to see from these?
I think you're going to see a little bit of everything. And I think early you're going to see them test our DBs and pass over the top a little bit. They're not afraid to stretch the field.
The Spartan teams put up a lot of points in a few games this season, Brad. We saw last week against the Wellston Rockets, they scored really on big plays.
They did.
All night. Schultz in the shotgun, looking to pass. Getting rushed now, he throws it across the middle and almost intercepted by Brady Woltz. But again, you're going to see that all night long. They're going to try to get to those seams and get somebody open. And, you know, we've said it before. Jordan Schultz, maybe the best pure passer in the TBC, maybe in Southeast Ohio.
He's Cleveland-esh, I guess you could say, you know.
He can throw the ball deep. He throws a nice spiral. He sees the field well. If his receivers can make some plays,
I mean,
he's going to be dangerous.
That kid's got a cannon, and he's got touch, too. I mean, he can throw the intermediate route, or he can go long on you.
So Schultz looking to pass again. This time throws over to the right side. It's caught. That's Jeffrey. Pickup of 6 yards on the play as Spartans just ran a simple out route right there. 7:40 to go first quarter. Alexander, after a disastrous start, trying to put together a drive here. And there's 4 wide receivers for Schultz.
You're going to see that a lot tonight.
Looking to throw deep, throws over the middle.
Oh, my.
Has a man open, but just overthrown. That was Jeffrey again on the intended reception there, and the Spartans now 3 and out, Brad. Defense has to step up here for Alexander.
Yeah, you do. You don't want to go down 3 scores this early in the ball game. But again, like we talked about, we're going to be tested in that secondary
all night long.
Yeah, and what they're going to do is they're going to soften up our back set, and we're going to start pedaling off, and then they're going to start hitting some of those underneath routes, those intermediate routes, and then all of a sudden they're just going to pound you with the ball, you know, and run the game. Very, very well balanced offense. My goodness.
So another flag here. It's a sideline warning.
Is that our 3rd one this season?
I believe we get 1 a game, Brad.
Okay. Well,
it's our average right now. We'd have to ask the Lugs.
We're an excited bunch, and if you see, there's a lot of kids on that sideline, so I'm sure they're jockeying for position to see what's going on.
So D'Agostino, and the snap is low. Gets the punt away, and it's going to hit at the 40 and take a Spartan roll. Inside the 30, down close to the 20. It's going to be down at the 21 by Brody Montgomery, and the Vikings will take over here at the 21-yard line, Brad. 7 minutes to go. Is this a must-stop already in the first quarter for the Spartans?
Well, you know, not necessarily must-stop, but I think mentally, just for their well-being, you need a stop here. You know, even if it's midfield, you've got to get that ball back. You don't want to give up a score on this. It's just mentally tough to give up 3 scores in the first quarter and thinking that you're still in this game.
So the Vikings get set here in that shotgun formation that they've had a good bit of success in. Garrett Brown takes the pitch from Mullihan. He's got 1 man to beat there. He runs over the man. Tackled by Montgomery. He'll pick up 5 yards out to the 26. Again, Brad, that play just about every time goes for 5 yards.
It is. It's hard to beat. You get 5 yards every play, you're getting first downs every second, third play, you know.
The Vikings have it. 2nd down now. Garrett Brown in the backfield with Mullihan. Vikings have 2 wide receivers, 1 to each side. Lane Haber lined up wide, and there's a illegal motion, but not called. And there's a handoff to Ratchke. Nice job by the Spartans defense there, as we've got
A little extra
Bodies
crickets.
flying everywhere, and that was Jordan Schultz on the tackle there, the quarterback, coming up from the linebacker spot. So pickup of 2. It's going to be big third down here, Brad, for the Spartans. They need a stop desperately.
Yeah, if you're Alexander, you want to make sure you get a stop here and get the ball back.
So the Vikings with Hembry now out wide. Moeller to the near side. Ashton Allman in there as well. Not afraid to throw to the big man as Mollahan's in the backfield with Brown.
Might see him leak out here.
And the handoff is to Brown, and Brown lowers the helmet and gets the first down. Needed
Nice
3,
run.
got 4, Brad.
I mean, every time he's called upon for those short yard situations, he's able to fall forward like he always does and get those first downs.
The clock will start when the chains are set. We got 5:25 to go in the first quarter. The Vikings lead 14-0. Homecoming night here in MacArthur. Vikings with 2 wide. Garrett Brown in the backfield with Mollahan. Mollahan's going to keep this one all the way, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield.
Big
by number
blitz there.
42. That was Isaac Waller on the sack there.
He read that, split the defenders there to split the offensive line and come right into the backfield.
We've
on that
not
play.
seen Zeke Mollahan get caught from behind in the backfield very much this season. A loss of 1 on the play. Down to 4:40 left in the first quarter here. See what the Vikings do here. Habron into the backfield. Handoff's going to be to Habron. Habron squirts up the middle, holding on to that football. Loses it there at the very last moment. They're going to say he was down.
Another good run by Lane in between the tackles.
Great run by Lane, and I saw a Spartan defender tugging on that ball, which is why I said that, because it looked like it was a little bit loose.
Absolutely. As he spun around, I was a little nervous about it getting pulled away.
As he hit the ground, the ball came out. It'll be another big third down here, Brad. 3rd and 4. Ball's at the 38-yard line. Hembry goes in motion. Spartans almost get drawn off.
We've done that to opposing teams quite often this season.
Vikings still have 7 seconds left on the play clock. Mollahan taking it down to 0. Hands to Brown. Brown met. Still picks up a yard there, but nice job by the Spartans defense. And that was initially hit by Sweeney there by the Spartans on that line. So the Spartans with a big stop, Brad.
Yeah, they've settled in a little bit, starting to get a good read on what we're doing offensively.
And, Brad, the Vikings are lining up to run on offense here. Now, this could be
trying to draw
them off sides and then calling the timeout. We'll see.
A lot of teams like to jump on that motion.
Hembry in motion, going back now. And that's exactly what the Vikings tried to do there, was to get the Spartans to jump. The Vikings call timeout. And they will, pretty sure they'll punt here coming back out of the timeout, Brad, with 3:05 left.
You'd think, and if they do, that was a real good defensive stand there by Alexander, much needed.
Yes. So the Spartans again, Brad, if you can take this punt, as Ratchke's trotting out there to punt the ball, if you can take this punt, Brad, get some good field position, get a quick score, you're right back in this ballgame.
I agree with you very easily, and then you're just down 1 score heading into the second quarter most likely, and it's a very doable ball game then.
The Spartans going to try to dig themselves out of an early hole as they're down 14-0, 3:05 to go in the first quarter. From MacArthur, Ratchke's going to do the punting for the Vikings here. Snap, good snap. Ratchke rolls.
Oh,
He's
boy,
going to take it.
We knew it was going to happen
And
at some
he
point
does not
this
get
season.
it. Knocked out of bounds at the 38. He had that option, Brad, and I believe we've talked about that all season.
We knew at some point it would come.
He's had the option, but I'm not sure that was a good place to try it.
No. I agree. I mean, there was a lot of defenders eyeing him, and evidently that's something they've seen on film too.
So the Spartans with a big 4th down stop.
Yeah, that's they're right in this ball game. You drive this down and score here, and we've got a ball game on our hands again.
So the ball is going to be at the 39-yard line. Spartans going to take over 1st and 10. And the Spartans picked up only 6 yards on their last and only drive of the first quarter with 3 Schultz passes. We'll see if they go back to the air, which I'm sure they will. Brad, if you're Alexander, do you try to take a shot to the end zone here?
Yeah.
1st and 10.
Yeah. Honestly, here, I think I would try to run the ball.
Well, if they run it, it's going to be Schultz because there's no one in the backfield with him. Unless they hand it to this guy, and they don't. Schultz is going to take it, and the ball's poked away and recovered by the Vikings.
Ashton Allman.
Recovered by Ashton Allman.
No, I'm wrong. 68.
68. Recovered by E.J. Struder. And the ball was knocked loose by Perry Smith.
Way to put your nose on the ball right
what
there,
a defensive play. And you talked about them maybe running in that situation. The Vikings were ready for it, Brad.
Yes, and I really did. I thought they'd come out and try to do something like that. Didn't work out well for them. But man, defensively, how tough have we been here so far in this first quarter?
Very solid. So now the Vikings with another chance to try to really open this one up early on, as they'll have it 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. Mollahan with Brown in the backfield. Mollahan looks to pass. And he's got a man wide open. Henry downfield.
He's
Can he see
thinking about
him?
it. Nope.
And he's going to take off and run out of bounds at the 44. Henry was wide open.
He was.
There's too many people chasing Zeke at that time for him to make that throw. But
he would have had to stop, set his feet to throw there at 25 yards or so. But my goodness, if Henry caught it, it was gone. Beautiful design play.
I think the first time we've seen that this year.
It is. I like it, though, because we're showing some things here that we haven't done in the past. That threat to pass, especially deep, I really like.
It's going to be 2nd and 14 now for the Vikings. Handoff is going to be to Brown. Brown spins out of a tackle. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage at the 46.
We don't have a hold down here, do we?
We do have a flag. And we're going to have a conference.
Not the first time we've seen those this season.
Not at all. 2:36 to go, first quarter, 14-0 Vikings lead as we await the penalty here. And we've got an illegal shift against the Vikings. So, Brad, are they going to mark the ball off?
It doesn't look like that to me. It's been a strange officiating season here at home, Nathan.
So an illegal shift, would that be a dead ball?
I would assume it'd be a dead ball foul.
Penalty, so you would go back to the original line of scrimmage and then mark the yards off from there. But the ball is spotted where Garrett Brown was tackled on that last play. And unless the Spartans declined it to get to a third down, but if it's a dead ball, that doesn't make sense.
No.
I'm not sure what's going on, Brad.
They've explained it to Coach.
Well, if they don't mark any yards off here, you got to be happy if you're Coach Carter, right?
Something's falling through here.
So
we don't understand.
Third down. I don't claim to be an official, Brad. I've not gone to the school like the people in the booth below us. So big 3rd down and 10 now. Mollahan with Habern in the backfield. Brown in motion. Brown takes the handoff. Following Habern. Another flag on the play.
There he goes.
Garrett Brown's free across the 30 to the 20. Can
Runner
they catch him?
Corner,
15,
Garrett.
10, 5, and brought down at the 3. But this might be coming back, Brad.
Yeah, I'm afraid
as there
of
was
that.
an early flag. As Brown takes it right up the gut again, breaking free. And the Vikings are walking back like it is against them. Be another hold here. I believe it is. Oh, they're waving the flag off. They're waving the flag off.
Wow.
So Garrett Brown's
happy.
long run stands, and he's nearing that 100-yard mark right in the first quarter.
About it. That's crazy.
Another 50 yards there plus for Garrett Brown. Got to be near the 75-yard mark, which we'll have the stats for you at halftime. Wasn't expecting that, Brad. It looked like the Vikings thought it was on them, and they started coming back.
I thought the same. Great burst by Garrett there early. He got to that second level and was able to get some separation.
Zeke's going to keep it himself, and he's going to get into the end zone, I believe, and they're going to say touchdown.
Yep.
So Zeke Mollahan with his second touchdown tonight, and the Vikings lead 20-0 with 2 minutes left, Brad.
I didn't expect this. You know, I really honestly thought this would be back and forth affair. A little bit lopsided now. It's not over. Alexandria will get things straightened out, and I think this will actually be a little better ball game than what started so far. Wow, that was amazing.
It was a boomer right there.
Yeah.
And it didn't come during the kick.
No.
We'll take it.
Great timing, Cherry Lane, fellas.
So Sean Bourne going to hold for the Vikings here. First game in the holder position. Snap good. Kicks
there
up.
It is.
Kicks good, and Haber knocks it through. And the Vikings lead 21-0 in the first quarter, Brad, here on homecoming night.
When's the last time we scored 3 in a quarter? I mean, it's been a while, hasn't it? I'm probably wrong in that. I usually am. But I know a man of your mental abilities.
You asked me too quick, Brad.
Well, that's fine. I'm sure maybe one of our viewers will text one of us and let us know.
I believe last year against Wellston.
See?
It's just a guess.
I knew you had some sort of answer for it.
I've always got an educated guess.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I'm trying to click score stream on my phone here, Brad, and I'm clicking. I've been on Twitter, I've been on Facebook, and now
I flustered you with that question.
Score stream.
I know we've heard.
I'm looking for some scores.
We've heard the guys in the background here, you know, talking about some scores. I'm sure you're getting interested in what's going on.
Yes, I am. Wheelersburg over Memphis, 21-0. Wellston leads River Valley 14-8 in the first quarter.
Hey, you got to pull for those Rocket kids down there, man. They've had a rough start to this season.
I do want to point out, I had Wellston picked to win this game in my pickup.
Congratulations. Good deal. I'm glad.
See if they can pull it off. Meggs and Nelsonville York tied at 0. And the kickoff by Abram. This is going to bounce at the 30, take a backspin, and picked up and down.
Smart play there by Alexander player.
And that was 42. That was Isaac Waller on the recovery. So the Spartans will start with decent field position again here, Brad. So they'll start from the 33-yard line. Gallia leads Fairland 14-0, Brad. I'm sorry I yelled that, but
well, I mean, that's a little bit, we didn't expect that.
The Logan Elm Braves are tied with Fairfield Union at 7. Logan Elm, Brad, looking for 5 in a row.
That's Logan Elm's legit. I think Alexander just needs to settle in here. A couple of good run plays and a few short passes, a first down or two, and get something going here.
So Schultz in the shotgun. Going to hand off to Waller. And he's got nowhere to go as he's back to the line of scrimmage and brought down by that Viking defensive line. Another score update, Brad. Athens leads Logan 7-6 in the first quarter.
Hey, that's good for us. Those are secondary computer points
Yes,
there.
they are.
And honestly, talked to a few individuals out in the tailgate area, and they were pretty confident that Athens would give Logan some troubles tonight.
We'll be rooting for the TVC Ohio and all non-conference games from here on out. It'll be the Vikings' turn next week as they will travel to Washington County to take on the Warren Warriors in a non-conference game.
The game here last year was pretty exciting.
Pretty exciting game it was. 2nd and 10 for the Spartans. Schultz looking to the left side. Wide receiver wide open there, number 39. Big hit by Owen Heyer.
Yeah, I think
that was Jagger Kane on the reception.
I think he heard Owen's footsteps. He was trying to get down and get out of the way.
Yes. Nice route, though. Wide open for Schultz to hit that underneath route.
Just kind of sat right there in the open area and gave his quarterback a good target.
So 3rd down and 7. 44 seconds to go in the first quarter. Vikings lead 21-0. And they're trying to hold the Spartans yet again on defense here. Schultz going to have 4 wide receivers. 2 to each side.
We are loading
now he's going to
line.
have 5 wide receivers.
My goodness, they come after him.
And Cotton dropped.
Lucky to get the pass off.
That was Waller again on the intended reception, and yes, Schonborn was all over Schultz in that backfield. 20 seconds left.
Yeah, they brought the house on that one.
Well, Brad, when you have a team that likes to throw the ball, sometimes the blitz can be your friend.
It can.
It can burn you.
It could have there. You had 2 guys back. I mean, if they'd have got somebody loose, we'd have been in trouble. But
so Hayburn.
I like the aggressiveness of the defense so far tonight.
Hembry back to receive the punt from Kyler DiAugustino, the superstar soccer and basketball player, and we have a flag and a delay of game on the Spartans. So Kyler will kick it from 5 yards back with 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Brad, this has been a long first quarter.
It has. It feels like a half already. I was looking up thinking, okay, we're getting ready to get some halftime stats, which there's been almost a half of stats already for the Vikings. But, yeah, it's been kind of long and slow so far. And again.
Another whistle here. The ball was on the wrong yard.
Okay.
So the ball was down at the 30. Nice job by the side judge there to recognize and put the ball where it needed to be at the 31-yard line. And Kyler's going to attempt to punt again here. And they're going to try to block it.
Oh, no.
And it's on the ground, and he's brought down
My goodness.
by Zeke Mollahan at the 18. That's the second punt snap that was rolled back, Brad.
That's, if you're Alexander, you're just thinking, what else could go wrong? What else? We could possibly give up a 4th score here in the first quarter.
This is eerily similar to how the Spartans beat the Athens Bulldogs.
You are correct about
Except it went the other way.
Yes.
Every freak play went
it was
their way.
Defensive touchdown, a special teams touchdown, I believe. Was there a safety in that game,
a safety,
too?
I believe a pick 6.
Yes. Yeah, if you're Alexander, you just need to settle in here. And
the Vikings' second offensive trip here, starting in their red zone, and the handoff is going to be to Brown. Brown's got a hole, stiff arm, runs over.
Nice run.
Runs over a Spartan and gets down to the 12. And that's going to do it for the first quarter as Garrett Brown picks up 6 yards on that play. 21-0, the Vikings lead on homecoming night here in MacArthur over the Alexander Spartans. Brad, people around the area, look at this score. Are they shocked?
I would say they're shocked. I mean, you're looking at an Alexander team, unless you really studied them, are 4-1. You're thinking, well, this is going to be a game. And right now, it isn't at this point. I'm sure things are going to change here, especially before the half. But if you're Vinton County, how much better could it have went for you? Both sides of the ball, special teams, a lot of freak plays. The only thing we really need to clean up are the penalties.
Penalties, yes. So the Vikings really coming to play here in this first quarter. Another score update. Jackson 14, Miami Trace 7 in the first quarter there.
That's actually a little closer than I expected.
FAC play starts up this week. All right, so we're gonna have a little bit of a blackout here on our camera feed as we switch batteries, Brad.
It happens.
You'll still have the audio here.
We've got a great production crew up here with us now.
We do.
If you could notice this year, things are running a little more smoother.
It's because we're not in charge,
Yeah,
Brad.
we're not in charge. We're not doing the camera and the computer, and things just seem to run a lot smoother when it's just us talking.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm sure people are sick of listening to us, but they have to watch us. I guess they could turn
it down.
Turn the audio
you have
down.
the option to do that, yes. So the Vikings now 2nd down 4, ball at the 12-yard line. Mollahan with Brown in the backfield. Mollahan's going to look to pass. Throw in Ashton Allman, and it's picked up off the ground, and Allman is down at the 2, but they're going to say he scooped it. Incomplete.
It was there. Zeke just gave that little
bit more touch on the ball, and that would have been 6 for the
little similar to a Tim
end.
Tebow pop pass there, just over the line doing.
Tim Tebow reference tonight.
Yeah, got to get him in.
3rd down and 4. The Vikings trying to go up by 4 scores here as we begin second quarter action. Mollahan with Brown in the backfield, handoff to Brown.
Oh, boy. Little Zeke
Brown.
held on to it as long as he could there. He wasn't sure if he wanted to let Garrett take it or take it himself.
Now Brown pushed the pile to the 9-yard line, and I believe he's going to be about a half a yard short here. And it's going to be 4th down. Brad, do you kick? It's in the middle of the field. Do you kick?
I don't really know. I don't know what I would do here. I mean, you don't need the 3 points. You know, you go for it. If you don't make it, you pin them deep. Maybe your defense comes up with something. I don't know. It looks like we're going to kick. Maybe get the kicker some work.
So we've got a timeout called here.
Is this our second timeout of the half?
I believe this was an official's timeout.
It was an official's timeout.
I did not see a signal for.
No, Zeke's back out there. I saw Ratchke going out, and I thought maybe we were going to have a different kicker.
So we'll see if Zeke sneaks it as the Vikings have it, and Zeke's going to sneak, and he does, and he's got the first down. He's across the 5 to the 4.
You got to commit in the line there. Line got a great push. Push that defense back, and all Zeke had to do was ride everybody's back.
Brad, we've seen that play a handful of times this year.
Been successful on almost all of them.
Just about every time. We'll see what the Vikings decide to do here at their 4-yard line. They have it 1st and goal. 11:15 to go in the second quarter, and the Vikings are trying to go up by 4 scores here against the Alexander Spartans, who currently sit atop the TVC Ohio with the Vikings at 2-0. Habern in the backfield. Ratchke in motion. Habern gets the handoff. Nope, it's a keeper. And bowling his way into the end zone is Zeke Mollahan for his 3rd score tonight. And the Vikings lead 27-0 with 10:55 to go in the second quarter, Brad.
And it's just an offensive explosion. It's come off of a lot of, you know, uncharacteristic-like plays by Alexander, you know. It's just been kind of a bad night for them in general, but we've been able to really do things off of those mistakes for the
capitalizing,
Spartans.
yes, very much. So the Vikings looking to go up 28-0 here as Habern looks to kick this one through. The kick's up. The kick is good, and the Vikings lead 28-0. Brad,
I didn't expect this, Nathan. Great offensive output. The defense looks pretty stout right now. I don't know. This game will turn into something here. We're just waiting for Alexander to get things put together here.
Well, again, we talked about their big play ability, and you know that's something that I still thoroughly expect we're going to see. They just haven't really been able to put anything together yet, and a lot of that comes from the rush from the Vikings defense.
Yes, exactly. The thing is, I think now they're going to have to start going to the pass, and I think had they been in control of the game, we'd have seen a lot more run setting up the pass, which would give us some fits defensively.
Another score update from Bidwell. The River Valley Raiders come back. It's now tied at 14 with the Wellston Rockets. No update on the Meigs Nelson York game. Fort Fry is getting beat by Lindsley, West Virginia, 17-15. Now, Lindsley is one of the favored teams in the state of West Virginia, so that's not much of a surprise there. Circleville leads Amanda Clear Creek 14-12 as the kick is away, and it hits at the 32 and down by the Spartans, number 35. We have no 35
Well,
on our roster. The Spartans will take over. Sorry, Brad.
No, I think we'd talked earlier about, is this one of those areas where it's kind of not do or die, but you've got to get something going now. This is a offensive possession that I believe the Spartans need to get some momentum going here. Whether or not you have to score, you've got to kind of flip the field here and get a drive going.
Schultz with 3 wide, and he's looking down the field, looking to both sides. Got single coverage out here. And in and out of the hands of Jeffrey. And Little extracurricular activities going on there. That was
little chippy.
Brandon Madison on the defense there for the Vikings, and it's a spot he's not been in much this year, Brad.
And that's somebody we haven't called a name of that much. I don't know if we got somebody banged up or Brandon's just been working his tail off during practice. That's another one of those sophomores.
Gallia leads Fairland now 14-7.
Great coverage by Brandon.
Southern leads Trimble 7-6 in a TVC Hawking matchup there.
I'd like to see Trimble pull that one out.
Would be nice. Schultz hands. Waller runs.
Good run.
Across the 35 down to the 37. Brought down by Thacker.
Good positive pickup for the Spartans there.
And they did it on the ground, Brad.
They did. 42's a load, man. That's a decent-sized kid right there. Running downhill, that'd be scary to come up on.
Brad, Isaac Waller is a sophomore.
Wow. He got the body of a senior, man. He's a good, thick, looks like he's a really opposing running back.
So the Spartans going to try to pick up their first down tonight. Still have not picked one up yet. 10-14 to go second quarter. It's 3rd down and 4. From the 37, and they need the 41. Schultz in the shotgun. And he's going to run this one all the way. Hit by Schonborn, pushing back as the Vikings hold. Schultz got to the 39, and he's down 2 yards short of the first down, Brad.
Nice stop there by the Vikings. Everybody coming to the ball on that play.
Brad, you're down 28-0. You got 2 yards to go here. You are at the 39-yard line. Do you go for it?
I think it's time to go for it.
The last 2 snaps on the punts rolled back to the punter.
Yeah, I think you go for it here in hopes that you get it. I mean,
Schultz is coming in with a play.
Uh-oh. Triple H is in. Big hungry Hunter Hoyt.
We'll see if he can disrupt the interior offensive line here as the Spartans are going to go for it. Schultz with 4 wide, and they're going to call timeout.
Coach has made a little different decision.
Well, they were down to nothing on the play clock. That is why they called timeout.
Did not notice. I thought maybe he saw some of the subs and decided when he'd back out of that play and do something else.
So the Spartans call timeout here with 9:16 to go in the first quarter. On homecoming night here, full house for the Vikings. The biggest crowd we've had all year, Brad.
Yeah, great crowd. I mean, Alexander's got a great crowd over there, too. They're standing on the fence. Tailgate area is completely full.
The tailgate that is the most truck beds I've ever seen.
They're out in full force tonight. A lot of good food over there, too.
I'm sure. There is every week.
There is. I was a few minutes late getting up here this time because I actually waited around till the sliders got finished up.
So you got a fresh slider and you didn't even bring one to
No, I didn't. I ate the sack. I had 2. I had one in each hand.
You should have put one in your pocket and brought it up.
I couldn't get it up here in time. I was afraid it'd get cold.
It's a long walk.
It is.
So the Spartans come out. They're going to go for it here on 4th and 2 from the 39-yard line. They need the 41. 9:16 to go second quarter. It's a big play for the Spartans, Brad, early in the second quarter.
See what to come out in here.
Same set, 4 wide. 1 back in the backfield with Schultz. Schultz takes a snap. He's going to look to the left side and bat it away.
Nice.
Batted away. Brady Woltz on the
that was good
coverage there
by Brady.
Schultz trying to go to Jeffrey there, and Brady Woltz comes up with a big play. The second deflection tonight, Brad.
Yeah, able to get behind him and get his hand on that hip and kind of turn him a little bit as he got his other hand out front of him, give him that leverage to get out on the ball.
Really good read by Woltz.
Absolutely. Broke on the ball late and was able to get right in place.
So the Vikings again take over on Spartan's side of the field here. With 9:11 to go in the second quarter, the Vikings trying to extend their lead. Mollahan with 2 wide receivers, and Brown to his right. Going to hand to Brown. He's going to keep it himself.
Oh, wow.
He's trying to get the corner.
Had me fooled.
Across the 40 to the 35,
he gets by
down
him,
to the 30.
he's trouble.
And inside the 25, down, looks like near the 24, goes Zeke Mollahan. Nice fake.
Yeah, he had me. I was looking at Brown the whole time. I thought for sure he gave it to him.
So 9:01, the Vikings with another first down. Ball's going to be spotted at the 24-yard line. So the Vikings now, Mollahan in the shotgun.
I think it's Hembry time.
Habern next to him. Hembry out wide right. And the pitch is to Habern, and he's going to be tackled in the backfield by number 39, Jagger Kane.
Great read by Alexander's defense there.
It's the second time Kane's got a tackle for loss tonight. As Habern nowhere to go on that pitch. And it'll be a loss of 3 yards. It'll be second down 13 for the Vikings at the 27-yard line. With 8:33 to go in the second quarter. Mollahan's going to have 2 wide receivers to the right, looking to the right, throwing to Ratchke, and boy,
that
nice defensive play.
It was, but
by Andrew Wheeler.
Had Ford got his head turned up and around,
that could have been a pick six.
Yes, it could very well could have been a pick six.
Going for the tackle, so Vikings catch a break there.
Yes.
And how quickly that would have changed things,
Yeah,
Brad.
I mean, they'd been right back in this ball game.
So a big third down now, 3rd and 13. We'll see if the Vikings go back in the air. They've not run that counter play tonight. We'll see if maybe they try that.
I'm sure we'll see it here.
So we've got 2 wide receivers to the far side. Hembry and Moeller. Mollahan looking back to pass. He's going to keep it himself this time, and he's going to
broke a few and
out
drag
of a tackle back to the 25-yard line near the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th down and 11.
Wasn't much, but man, a heck of a run by Zeke there. Able to get through 3 or 4 defenders and drag one at least 3 yards there, and another at the tail end.
A nice job there by the secondary for the Spartans. So it'll be 4th down here. Big play in this second quarter. The Vikings trying to go up north of 30 points here. Mollahan hands to Brown, up the middle, gets to the 20, and is brought down by Schultz at the 20. So the Spartans will take over on downs.
Nice defensive stand by Alexander there.
Absolutely. Some big plays. A couple, a pretty good job there by Jagger Kane that really set the tone for that set of downs there. The Vikings just not able to get anything going on that series. 7:31 to go second quarter. Vikings lead 28-0, and the Spartans need, we've said it multiple times now, Brad, but the Spartans need to answer.
They do, and I know they want to pass the ball, but I'm not so sure you don't set up the pass with the run here just a little bit. Give me something on 1st down. Let's run the ball.
So Waller in the backfield with Schultz. 4 wide. Schultz looking for the screen pass. Can they make something happen? No, they cannot. A loss of 2 on the play. As
Hembry.
I believe that was that Hembry or was that Dawson Brown?
It might have been Dawson. Both of them were there. Hembry come out of the pile first, so.
It's good to see Dawson with the club off of his hand now.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd love to pick up 1 or 2 tonight, make up for wearing that mitt for a while.
He did have an interception in week 1 with that.
He did.
Boulder on his hand. So 2nd down and 11 for the Spartans. Schultz with Waller in the backfield. He's going to roll, look to throw. Got a man wide open underneath. That's caught.
Nice touch.
And a big hit.
Still on his feet.
By Owen Heyer. And my goodness, the hits that Owen Heyer connects with. Nolan Jenkins on the catch for the Spartans, and he's going to feel that one.
Yeah, he Mr. Heyer introduced himself to him on that play.
Yet another nice underneath route that was wide open. But still, when you catch him under there, you got to make one man miss. As the pickup was for 4 yards, it's going to be 3rd down and 7.
That's the type of hit that the next time you have the opportunity to catch that pass, it's going to be in the back of your head whether it's coming or not.
Big 3rd down here. 4 wide for Schultz. Snap, looking to the left. Looking over the middle. He's got a man wide open. It's knocked away.
Nice.
Knocked away there by Gabe Ratchke. Jagger Kane was open. The throw just a bit short.
Yeah. Yeah, that could have been a dangerous thing there, and that's what we've been saying about Alexander. They've got that explosive play in their back pocket. It could happen at any time.
Right, and that's the second time they've tried to hit that seam route. The first one was knocked away by Brady Wilkes. This one by Gabe Ratchke, who has turned into a defensive phenom this season.
He has.
But great defense again by the defensive backs here. We talked about it all season long. We talked about it all last year.
They're going to be tested again this evening.
And there's a quick pooch punt by Schultz, and that's going to roll across the 40 and be down at the 37-yard line with 5:49 to go. Brad, 28-0. The Vikings, again, with a chance to go up 30. Now, that's the magic number. You go up 30, running clock starts in the second half.
Yeah. Well, it's still, if you're Alexander, you get a stop here. This game's by no means over. You get a stop here, go into the half, 28-0. Make some adjustments. Come out and just, let's see, who has the possession coming out?
So the Spartans will have the ball first in the second half.
See,
and again, Brad, we talked about their big play capability. If those two passes that we just talked about hit for touchdowns, it's a 28-14 ball game. The Vikings have it. Brown with it, runs up the middle, breaks a couple tackles, he's across the 50, and finally brought down at the 45-yard line. Look like 42 there on the tackle Waller. He does it on offense, he does it on defense.
I'd say Mr. Brown probably is over that century mark again.
He's got to be close, which we'll find out here at halftime. And we read you the halftime stats. The Vikings quick to the line again, 5:40 to go, second quarter. They lead 28-0. Brown in motion, giving it to the big fella again. He's around the edge.
Nice.
Across the 40 to the 35. Dragging tacklers inside the 30 to the 26-yard line. At some point, he's got to take a break.
Yeah, they're going to ride him. They're going to ride him until he's done. Great leg push there by him in that last, dragging those 2 or 3 defenders.
Garrett Brown stays in the ball game, man. He is a gamer. 5:32 to go in the second quarter. And if he wasn't over 100, he surely is now.
He has to be now.
We'll see if they give it to somebody else here. Maybe Hayburn.
He's due.
Ratchke in motion. Hand off to Hayburn. He dives ahead for a couple yards. That might be the shortest gain he's had all night, Brad.
It is.
Down to the 25-yard line. It'll be second down and 8. Clock rolling now, nearing 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Again, this is an important score, but yet an important defensive stand for the Spartans because of that 30-point clock.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the running clock, and you're talking about an opportunity to get into this game.
So we've got a flag on the play blown dead. That might have been a touchdown by Brown, as I believe they're going to call a false start on the Vikings. Brad, that was that counter play?
It was.
It looked like it was going to go for 6.
Yeah, it was. You called it. You knew it was coming.
So back 5 yards now at the 30. The second and 13. See if they run that same play.
Surely not.
Spartans loading the box. Single coverage to the wide side. Brown in motion. Fake the pitch, then it's to the other side to Ratchke. He's across the 20, dragged down near the first down. That was Jagger Kane, and we've got a flag coming in late here.
Yeah.
As Ratchke took it down to the 18-yard line. It'll be about a yard shy of the first down. We'll see what the call is here. And this was after the play.
Good run by Gabe. That's some good yardage there for him. You know, he's been kind of we've been talking about him on defense and haven't had the opportunity to do much on the offensive side.
The Vikings walking back. Looks like it's going to be, we'll see. So we got a dead ball. It's going to be on the Vikings, personal foul.
Yeah, I didn't really see. I was looking away from the play.
It was in the pile.
Yeah, I saw him get tripped up. I don't know if somebody grabbed a hold of him or shoved him, but it's unnecessary, especially in a ball game like this. A little frustration.
Back to the 33 now. Will be second down and 15. Too wide to the right. Mollahan going to follow Brown. Cuts it back up the middle. And he's around the end. One man to beat. He does across the 10-5, and Mollahan scores his 4th touchdown tonight.
Zeke
and the Vikings go up 34-0.
Garrett Brown, I'll see your 100 yards and top you with 4 TDs.
And we have a flag back here, Brad.
Oh, no. Yeah, we're walking back.
Holding on the Vikings, so take that one off the board. Again, what vision by Zeke Mollahan.
Yeah.
He goes through the middle, looks like he's going to be brought down and just squirts out the side.
His lateral movement is unlike we've seen here for a few years.
So the Vikings will gain 5 yards on that exchange, and it'll be 3rd down and 10 from the 27. And the Vikings penalties, Brad. They come in spurts.
That they do.
3rd down and 10. Mollahan with Brown next to him. He's going to hand it to Brown. Brown up the middle. He's got a hole. He's across the 20 inside the 15, 10,
nice run.
5. Touchdown, Brown.
What can Brown do for you?
He can score 6.
That's right.
So Garrett Brown gets on the board for the Vikings, and the Vikings lead 34-0 with 3:37 to go in the 2nd quarter.
Definitely did not expect us to be where we are at this point in the game.
Fireworks shooting up.
Hey, surely they'll run out this evening at the rate we're going.
Cherry Hill. So Cooper Habern going to try to kick this through and give the Vikings a 35-point lead. Sean Bourne again doing the holding this week. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is blocked.
Wow.
Blocked by Jagger Kane. So the Vikings lead 34-0 against the Alexander Spartans here on homecoming night. MacArthur, 3:37 to go in the 2nd quarter.
Starting to get a little out of hand. I think if you're Alexander here, you absolutely need to get something going here before the half. You need some kind of a drive just to get some positivity going into the break.
Another update at the half. Jackson leads 21-7 over Miami Trace in their opener of the FAC.
Starting to stretch it out a little bit.
Thank my buddy Isaac Betts for those updates. We'll see if get some score updates. I'd like to see an update on that Meggs and Nelsonville York score. Brad Belpre has scored points.
Yes, good for them.
South Gallia leads Belpre 21-3.
Well, three's points.
Kick is away. And up the gut.
Nice return.
That's Kane still on his feet across the 40 and out of bounds. Nice job. The Nelsonville York Buckeyes lead the Meggs Marauders at the half, 7-0.
Wow. Evidently Meggs is healthy.
I would assume River Valley now has taken the lead against the Wellston Rockets, 22-14 in the 2nd quarter.
It's rooting for those Wellston kids. They've had a rough season, and there's been some mishaps down in River Valley too, but both good programs, just down a little bit right now.
Gallia up on Fairland 21-7. Logan Elm leads Fairfield Union 13-7 at the half. Huntington over Southeastern 22-0 at the half.
And Southeastern is down, aren't they?
Waterford leads Frontier 13-0. Still no update on the Athens-Logan game since the 7-6 update. As we begin play here, Schultz rolling and throws it just behind Samuel Ohms. Southern leads Trimble 7-6 at the half.
Good for Trimble.
Reedsville Eastern leads Williamsburg 9-7. in the second quarter.
9-7.
Valley leads Oak Hill 7-0. That's in the first quarter. Chillicothe over McLean 14-0.
Chillicothe's pretty legit, too.
Yeah, we saw them in the preseason, Brad. They looked pretty good.
Put it all over Waverly here a couple weeks ago.
Schultz 4 wide. Throws the screen. That's Kane. Can he get a block? He cuts back across the middle, and that might be.
It's close.
Thought that might have been a horse collar tackle, but not called. Loss of 1 on the reception. Again, Kane nowhere to go to the outside. Tries to cut back.
Just too many defenders in his area right there. Well read by our defense.
3 minutes now left in the second quarter. Third down and 11.
Allahan in.
Allahan's been in on a handful of defensive plays tonight at that safety spot. Schultz back to pass. Throws it over the middle. Got a man and knocked away by Hembry. Did the arm get there early?
Evidently not.
Not called. Bang, bang play, though. Nice job. Another nice job by the defensive backs.
Yeah. What can you say? I mean, those guys have been a blanket so far this season.
So we'll see if the Spartans go for it, Brad. They desperately need a score here before the end of the first half to.
You don't have anything to lose, but at the same time, you really don't want to go down by 40 coming into the half.
It's never a good thing, Brad, as Schultz takes the snap and pooches it down the field. The Vikings were ready for it, though. Mollahan's going to pick it up at the 30 and be tackled. Maybe.
Well, that didn't look.
Mollahan goes down awkwardly. Looks like he's okay.
Yeah, at first I thought he was hurt there when he jerked his head back. Good to see he's healthy.
That was a scary situation for the Vikings.
Maybe we had a twisted ankle there or something.
So 2:22 to go, first half. Vikings lead 34-0. Brad, you run the two-minute drill here to try to go.
Hey, you got to work on something here if you're coach. So yeah, I say you do your normal thing here and try to score.
Mollahan in there. Ratchke in motion. And they're going to throw over to Hembry. Hembry's in space.
Hembry's in space.
Can he get through? He's across the 40 and brought down.
Nice little swing pass there for Hembry. Good to see him get involved.
Jeffrey on the tackle there. Pickup of. What was that a pickup of, Brad? 14 yards?
Probably 14.
2:11 to go, clock rolling. So the Vikings, it does look like they're in their 2-minute offense here.
They are trying to push the ball.
Matchkey in motion. They're going to do the same thing on the other side of the field this time.
Nice vision.
Going deep.
A little miscommunication there between he and Hembry.
It was in between Hembry and Brown.
Yeah.
As pass falls incomplete. 1:57 to go, first half here from Vinton County. 34-0. The Vikings lead the Spartans on homecoming night. And what a great crowd! And we'll have the alumni halftime show tonight, Brad. That's always one of my favorite things of the year. Seeing the band out there, the alumni band. We'll have that for you coming up at halftime. As it's going to be a keeper by Mollahan. He's got some room. He's across the 40, 30, and finally dragged down by Waller at the 25-yard line.
I'd say Isaac's probably getting close to 100 yards, if not surpassed that now.
1:49 to go, Brad. Now time is not an issue anymore.
No.
As the Vikings are down to the 25. Doing it on the ground and through the air on this drive. Mollahan takes a snap, looking to pass. Throw into the corner. Muller drops it.
Oh, no. I thought he had it.
Drops a sure touchdown. Difficult catch over the shoulder.
It was.
Nice throw, though.
It was in there. It was in there. Beautiful throw.
And that's how you exploit that one-on-one coverage to the outside, which the Vikings have that almost every play.
You're right. They have all season long. We just have not seen them do that. That was great to see them do it.
Second and 10, 1:32 to go from the 25. See if the Vikings put it back in the air. Brown in motion. Hand off to Brown. Brown's got the corners across the 20. Stutter steps down to the 18 and tackled at the 17 by Sweeney. The Spartans pick up of 8 yards on the play.
I mean, about 1.5 yards here.
So it'll be 3rd down and 2. 1:15 to go. Clock rolling. Vikings lead 34-0. See if they give it to Hayburn here. And Mullihan's going to go back to pass. Now he's going to tuck it. He's going to pick up the first down. He breaks a tackle across the 5 and into the end zone. Wow. Goes Zeke Mullihan, and he gets that 4th touchdown in the first half.
He's got her. He's got her. That's got to be some kind of record, doesn't it, Nathan? How many times have we had 4 touchdowns in a half?
Brad, you are asking a lot out of me tonight.
It's only been 50 years worth of football. I know you can remember almost all of them.
It's been 56 years of football, Brad.
Has.
40-0, the Vikings lead, 58 seconds to go in the first half. And I'm with you, Brad. I did not expect this offensive explosion from the Vikings tonight. If anything, I thought it would have been by both teams, as Hayburn's kick is through the uprights and in. 41-0, the Vikings lead.
Yeah, I would have guessed 40 points in the game at the half, but I figured it'd be in a 28-14 game, 21-21, something in that neighborhood. Don't give up on Alexander yet. They've got the ability to score and score quickly. This game could be 50-28 at the end. We don't know what's going to happen.
So Logan leads Athens now 14-7 at the half. Again, we expected that to be a tight ball game.
Yes.
And Nathan White over at Athens looking for that first non-conference win still.
That's crazy to say that, You think Burrow brings that up to him? Just occasionally in conversation to him, hey, when are you going to get us a win?
Well, Nathan White could be asking Joey Burrow the same thing about the Cincinnati Bengals.
Don't go there.
All I know is the Cleveland Browns are in first place, Brad. Everything is wonderful.
Don't do that.
As the Spartans have it. And Waller's going to be swallowed up at the 30-yard line. Good job by the Vikings special teams there. 52 seconds left, Brad. Do the Spartans throw 4 streaks here, or what do they do?
If I'm coach, I want to get into the half. But, yeah, they're probably going to throw the ball here. The only thing about throwing the ball, if you don't complete the passes, this could be a 4 and out and give the ball back to Vinton County with another chance to score. I'm not so sure you don't try a pass or two here early and then run and try to run the clock out on that 3rd down. You just get into the half.
See if Schultz tries to find some space here on the ground. Schultz in the backfield. He's going to throw.
Pressure.
And looking for a man. Got a man open underneath. It's caught and tackled after
close to a first down.
About a 9-yard gain. That was Montgomery on the reception there from Schultz. Again, Brad, that underneath pass has been there all night for the Spartans.
It has, and we've come up and read it well and been able to usually make the tackle in the backfield. It weren't that time.
So Spartans call timeout, Brad, with 41 seconds left to go. The Vikings lead 41-0 here on homecoming night, MacArthur. And can't say enough about the support here from the home crowd. Homecoming night typically is one of the larger crowds of the year, but I don't know if I've seen a crowd this big in years.
No, it's been a while. It's good to see everybody out. It is homecoming, so you got people coming back into town, you know, seeing relatives, getting to see a game. We see a Kinnicky jersey down there.
Love it.
Trackside. It's just a great atmosphere. It's good to be a Viking tonight.
The Beetle Ward sporting the Marvin Kinnicky MK60. As he does most games.
He does. He does.
Schultz and the Spartans with 5 wide receivers. Looking downfield. Oh, now there's pressure. Throws just over the head of Montgomery there. A little bit of pressure on that. Maybe caused that pass to be a little high.
He tried to get rid of it quick there.
Initially, nice job by the Spartans' offensive line there. Had a little bit of time, but boy, you can't hold them forever.
No, you've got to roll out there and get rid of the ball quickly.
2nd and 10 from the 40, 36 seconds left. Spartans trying to put something together before the end of the first half. Schultz back now, pressured
again.
Throws the screen pass.
There's
to
42.
Waller. He's across the 45, 50, off to the races. He's quick and knocked down at the 35 by Brown.
Best play of the half there for Alexander.
Boy, Waller, once he went north and south, he was quick.
I'm telling you, that kid's a load, man.
So the Spartans now on the Viking side of the field as they just completed their biggest play of the night.
Great opportunity here. Clock's running, though, fellas. You've got to get down here.
20 seconds left. Clock rolling. Spartans, 3 wide receivers. Schultz takes the snap, and he clocks it.
Wow.
Now, boy, he...
I wonder why he didn't do it under center and just get rid of it quick.
There was a fake handoff and then the clock.
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
I don't know. It was a little different.
I would almost think that if you fake the handoff and then clock it, it's...
I don't know about rules when it comes to that kind of thing.
I don't either. I would have just assumed that.
He was in the pocket, so I don't know.
Not sure. The referee did go and talk to Schultz after that, so maybe he was letting him know that.
Probably. I mean, you're in a 41-0
right.
ball
They're
game.
They're gonna be a little lax on some things.
Had this been a one-score game, might have been a little different.
10 seconds left. Looking for the seam. Throwing down the middle. Jagger Kane wide open. Caught at the 5 and tackled right there.
Yeah.
That was Montgomery.
Got to hurry up and get on the ball, fellas.
4 seconds left. They're going to start the clock on.
If he's going to clock it here, I hope he didn't fake the handoff.
So Schultz with it, and he's...
Oh, he delayed himself on the throw.
He did. There was a hitch there, and that's going to end the first half.
Wow.
So the Spartans run out of time as they got down to the 5-yard line, Brad. And
oh, boy.
And there's a penalty there.
That's not good either.
That'll be on the ensuing kickoff of the second half. Again, frustrating first half for the Spartans, Brad.
It would be. What can you say there?
But we saw that big play right there before the first half. That's what we expected all night from these.
And you're going to see that in the second half. They're not laying down. They're going to come out and they're going to put some on us.
So the Vikings lead 41-0 at the half. As we wait on the stats, we're going to read over some scores here that we have.
Coach has got his guys together over there, the Spartans, and telling them, listen, get your head in the game and think about what you're doing. An offensive explosion by the Vikings tonight, which we knew they were capable of that. I'm really, really impressed defensively with a team that presents a lot of different mismatches offensively. In the Spartans, we've done very well. 41-0. That means the defense is playing just as good as the offense is. Right
Absolutely.
now.
The Spartans really, with the exception of that last drive right there in the two-minute drill there, really struggling on offense. We'll look at some scores here. At the half, Wheelersburg over Minford, 28-0. Still at the half, River Valley 22, Wellston 14. Nelson B. York at the half, 7-0 over Meigs. John Glenn 14, Meadowbrook 7 at the half. Fort Fry back on top of Lindsley, 31-24 at the half. That sounds like a pretty entertaining game.
Yeah.
Up in Beverly, Paint Valley leads Piketon 20-0, and that's at the half. Circleville leads Amanda Clear Creek 29-12, Brad, and Amanda Clear Creek is staring 0-6 in the face. Did you ever think you would see that?
No, there's a struggle right there with them this year.
Washington leads Hillsborough 29-0, and that's FAC play. Again, Washington is a team that, we feel like can compete with Jackson and Chillicothe for that championship in the FAC.
They can and they will.
South Gallia leads Belpre 35-3, and that's at the half. Caldwell over Cotton Valley 42-0 at the half. Portsmouth West leads Waverly 27-14 at the half. Gallia over Fairland 21-7 at the half. Zane Trace leads Westfall 22-0, Brad, and we might be witnessing a 6-0 versus 6-0
next week at Zane Trace
battle for the SVC championship between Zane Trace and Unioto. That's going to be a fantastic.
And if I'm not mistaken, both of those teams are first in their region.
Yes. Logan Elm leads Fairfield Union 13-7 at the half. Huntington over Southeastern 22-0 at the half. Waterford over Frontier 13-0 as the stats begin to roll in. No update on the Warren and Point Pleasant game or the Adena Unioto game. So we'll pull up these stats here. Okay, so we'll read over team stats first. First downs, 14 for the Vikings, only 3 for the Spartans. Rushes, 5 rushes for Alexander for 13 yards. 36 rushes for Vinton County for 318 yards, Brad.
That is something else.
Passing yards, Alexander with 75, the Vikings with 14. Passing, the Spartans are 8 of 19, and the Vikings are 1 of 5. For a total of 24 plays for 62 yards for Alexander, 41 plays, 332 yards for the Vikings, an average of 2.6 for Alexander, and 8.1 a clip for the Vikings. Kick returns, 3 for 30 yards for the Spartans, 1 for 47 yards for the Vikings. The Vikings have 1 punt return for 2 yards. They have not punted in the first half. The Spartans have 1 fumble, 1 penalty for 5 yards. If there's something positive you can take away, for which they do have that 15-yarder coming in the second half. But 1 penalty for 5 yards in the first half for the Spartans, 5 for 40 for the Vikings, Brad. That's something that we've got to clean up.
Yeah, that's something we've talked about multiple times now, and I'd like to see that get rectified.
The Vikings lead the time of possession 15:08 to 8:52. Alexander 0 of 5 on third down, 0 of 2 on fourth down. The Vikings 5 of 8 on third down. That's good to see. And 1 of 3 on fourth down conversions. We'll read over the Vikings' individual stats, and then we'll get to halftime here. Garrett Brown, 16 carries for 176 yards with 1 touchdown. His average is 11 yards a carry. Zeke Mullahan, 11 carries, 102 yards, Brad. 2 100-yard rushers in the first half. Now, Mullahan does have a loss of 7, so he is actually at 95 total yards, so nearing that 100-yard mark, but he's got 4 touchdowns. Lane Habron, 6 carries, 36 yards with a touchdown. Gabe Ratchke, 3 carries for 14 yards. Total of 36 carries, 318 yards.
That's a bunch of yards and a
6
half.
touchdowns. Zeke Mullahan, 1 of 5 passing for 14 yards, and Matt Hembry has the 14-yard reception for the Vikings. Jordan Schultz is 9 of 18 for 75 yards on the night. Jagger Kane with 4 receptions for 28 yards. Isaac Waller, 1 reception for 27 yards. Montgomery has 1 reception for 10 yards. Jeffrey, 1 reception for 6 yards. And Jenkins, 1 reception for 4 yards on the night. Isaac Waller has 2 carries for 6 yards on the ground for the Spartans tonight. And that's going to do it for the stats in the first half. The Unioto Shermans, Brad, just got an update. They lead Adena 35-0 at the half.
Well,
so it looks like we're staring at that 6-0 matchup in the SVC next week, and that's going to be very, very interesting.
that'd be a fun one to go attend. If you're not headed to Warren,
It would be.
over the hill to Zane Trace to see Unioto take on the Pioneers.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be, if not the biggest game in the area next week, that's
Yes.
going to be one of them.
Yeah, I think so.
For
And
sure.
that could go a long way towards playoff pairings. Somebody's going to probably get well, we know somebody's going to get a loss, but that's probably going to force them out of that first place position. I haven't looked to see what the computer points actually, how far they up are on second, but somebody's probably going to drop a little bit with a loss.
Absolutely. So again, Isaac Betts with the update there, coming in clutch.
Oh, absolutely.
Coming in clutch with that Sherman update. So that's going to do it for the first half. We're going to let you listen to the Alexander Spartans finish up their band show, and then we're going to have our alumni band show, which is, I'm really looking forward to it, Brad. So the Vikings lead on homecoming night here in MacArthur, 41-0. We'll be back after the halftime show. This is BMG Media, Vinton County.
We end our musical stories in the movies, and another from Back to the Future. Huey Lewis in the News showed us the power of love. Ladies and gentlemen, the Alexander Marching Spartans.
What was on the schedule originally? Well, actually, no. Originally on the schedule was Eastern Fed Hawk, but Fed Hawk lost. Coach resigned, told the team that they were done, so I put a transfer to Eastern.
Under the direction of Sam Cooper and Katie King, color guard instructor Courtney Starker and major ed instructor James White. Uniform head Corey Harper and field commander Allie Gordon. Please welcome the Vinton County Marching Vikings. marching 110.
Nobody got the ball for Alexander.
Been good.
Run by Lane Hammer. The extra point was no good. Vinton County led 14-0 with 8:25 to go in the first quarter. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Then Callahan beginning again on a QBC. 21-0. Just pretty good extra point. That was 4-1. 21-0.
Yeah. I meant to say something when you got in a lengthy thing. I still think it's longer.
Hey, you going Saturday?
I'm going to try to. It's going to be late. Chuck and Red is going over first thing.
I haven't heard from them for a couple weeks.
They're going over first thing in the morning. I'm going to go later in the afternoon.
Chuck and who?
Braylon. Did you get the stats? Yeah.
Welcome back to Vinton County High School as the Marching Vikings and Alumni with another great show. Brad,
Yeah.
and that's something we've seen in the last handful of years. The band has been rather large compared to normal, and now you're seeing a return of some of those large graduating classes coming back. So I believe you're going to kind of see that alumni band get a little bit bigger.
Yeah, I mean, they come out in force. Those alumni band members are troopers, man. I think they're more obsessed with that than what the football guys are.
Right, and here's what I was thinking as we were watching that show, Brad. I was thinking, okay, if you're an alumni marching band member, you get to come back and do what you did.
True.
If you're an alumni football player, you're not allowed to play in the game.
No, you're not. But we have a little thing for that now. We're going to start having
Yes, we do.
yearly. So we're going to try to whet the appetite of those guys too.
Right. Okay. So second half action, just a few minutes away here. The Vikings lead 41-0. Nathan Lamb here alongside Brad Rose as we get set to bring you second half action from homecoming night in what will start out as a running clock. The Spartans will need to score twice to get that rule to get under that 30-point rule.
Yeah, this might be a quick half.
We have a few updated scores that we'll look at here. The Nelsonville York Buckeyes in the third quarter have put another score on the board, and they lead the Megs Marauders now 16-0. It's Megs offense still struggling again tonight against the Buckeyes. South Guy leads Belpre 35-3 at the half. I'll just try to look over some of the TVC scores here. Athens pulls to within 1 of Logan, now 14-13.
Good deal.
Jackson all over Miami Trace now 28-7 in the third quarter. Trimble, Southern leads Trimble now 15-6. So Tomcats looking for their first win.
We're admiring D'Agostino's 40-yard kicks here.
Brad, that's from the 40-yard line. That's a 50-yard kick.
Good point. It is.
And that would have been
field,
that would have been good from 55, and he's getting ready to kick it from 55 right now.
Did you see him during warm-ups?
So let's see.
This is one of the probably most athletic people in.
And the kick is up and good.
My goodness.
He just kicked a 55-yard field goal, Brad, with a three-step
I'm
drop.
telling you, that's probably one of the most talented athletes in the TVC right now.
All right, so we've got a moment before the start of the third quarter here. We want to thank our sponsors tonight: SF Restoration, BCR Buckeye Construction and Restoration, Adina Health Systems, which we will have an Adina Health Systems Player of the Game tonight in the post-game show, Strickland Sales and Service, and Precision One Masonry.
Yeah, that Player of the Game is going to be a tough one. I think it's your turn. I think it's your turn.
Is it my turn?
I'll let you pick this tough one.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that.
1-3-2-8.
Unioto pulling away 42-0 over Adina, and Logan now leads 20-13 over the Athens Bulldogs.
The Adina-led Shane, Coach Wellman's at Adina now.
Yes, former coach of the Vikings here. So we are getting ready for the second half kick here. The Vikings will have a 15-yard advantage thanks to that dead ball unsportsmanlike conduct penalty at the end of the first half. So they will kick. Abram's kick will be from the 45-yard line. We'll see if he just boots it into the end zone. Or, Brad, if you're talking about working on things, do you try an onside kick here just to work on?
Like I said, I think you do some things here you don't do in normal games. Just put it on film, see what happens.
So Habron And he kicks it deep. It's going to be caught at the 5 by Waller. He's up across the 15 and hit by Brown. Dives ahead for a couple more yards. It's up to the 21-yard line. So 16 yards on the return. But Brad, that penalty puts him back 15 yards.
Yeah.
Would have had decent field position there.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to be in right now.
So at this point, Brad, in the second half, you're down 41-0. You're just trying to put some points on the board and get some momentum.
Yeah, the running clock. You're already 35 seconds into this quarter.
Right.
And haven't ran a play.
Running clock will continue to run except for during timeouts and official timeouts and scores. As there's a handoff around the left side, a nice cutback there.
Good vision.
That was Ohms on the carry. The first time he's carried the ball tonight for the Spartans. Picks up about 4 yards up to the 25. Get a nice cutback there up the middle for Ohms. Clock continuing to roll here. Early in the second half, Spartans trying to put something together and get on the board here. Again, Brad, that last drive of the first half, they got all the way down to the 5-yard line before they ran out of time.
A couple explosive plays.
Schultz looking to pass, going deep, and that's going to be picked off by Hembry. Hembry's got it. He's across the 30 now. He's going to try to get the corner. Calls out a block. Traffic. He cuts up the middle, and he's across the 20 and knocked down at the 16. What a run back by Hembry.
Man, is he exciting or what?
Dangerous in the open field.
Absolutely.
As Ashton Allman limping a little bit there as he's walking off the field. Nice read by Hembry.
Great vision by Hembry on that return.
Yes. So the first interception tonight. And that was not Ashton Allman, that was 60.
We've run into that twice tonight. I called out Ashton, and it wasn't him earlier. Similar body types.
Yes. That was 68. I'm still wrong, Brad.
We'll get her going.
It was E.J. Streeter, who had a big play earlier in the game.
Yeah, I led you astray on that one. I called out Ashton earlier.
It's not your fault, Brad.
I'll take the blame.
Brad, we're down to 10 minutes and 5 seconds right now, and the Vikings have it inside the 20 for the third time tonight. They'll start a drive in the red zone. Mollahan with it, handoff to Brown, and Brown slips and falls.
Footing must be getting a little dangerous out there.
Little damp. Dew beginning to fall, Brad, this time of year.
Yeah, definitely the first full day of autumn.
It's Garrett's first negative play tonight.
Well,
it's going to bring that 10.1 average down a little bit, Brad.
Mother Nature snuck up on him there.
Second down, 13 from the 20. Mollahan going to follow Brown.
Oh,
can he get to the corner? He bounces the outside. Nice
good
tackle. That was Montgomery on that tackle. It's like a pickup of about a yard. Did a nice job by the Spartans defense there. It'll be third down and 11 from the 18-yard line. Vikings need to get to the 8 to pick up a first down. Mollahan going to look to pass.
Throw the ball.
Oh, and there's going to be a pass interference call as Hembry got tripped up.
Yeah,
that was with Alexander Jeffrey. Just got tangled up there.
Yeah,
I believe if they didn't get tangled up there, Hembry could have made some separation.
Yeah, I think he would have got to the corner and probably got to the ball. And they're going to talk about it.
We'll see if they wave it off or if they call it, and they're going to call it pass interference.
I believe it was pass interference, but he did get tangled up. I mean, it wasn't intentional.
No. So 8:19 to go. The clock does stop on penalties, so the clock will roll once the ball's set. As I believe that's an automatic first down, and it is. So the Vikings should be near the 9-yard line. It's a 15-yard penalty, Brad. They should be near the 5-yard line.
It looks like it's where it's going to land.
I was right the first time, Brad.
Well,
we're not sure where the ball is going to go. It's going to go to the 9. I should have just stuck with that from the start, Brad. 10-yard penalty, but an automatic first down. Maybe. I was half right. It's 3rd down and 2. All right, clock rolling. Allahan going to follow Brown.
He's going to take it.
Going to keep it himself around the end, and he's going to get into the end zone for his 5th touchdown tonight, Brad.
We've got to be entering some rare territory there.
5 touchdowns for Zeke Mullahan at the 8:05 mark in the 3rd quarter, and the Vikings lead 47-0. Brad, there's still fireworks left.
Somebody must have quite a few. Seven scores into this game.
So Cooper Haber going to try to kick another one through.
Getting lots of work tonight.
He is. Started out a little rough, but hit the last few, other than the one that was blocked. Haber, good snap, good hold, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. So the Vikings lead 48-0. 8:05 to go in the 3rd quarter. And we want to thank our sponsors, SF Restoration, BCR Buckeye Construction and Restoration, Adina Health Systems, Strickland Sales and Service, and Precision One Masonry. You can see their ads in the top right corner of your screen. And we thank them for their sponsorship all season long on BMG Vinton County as we bring you all the home games this season. And the Vikings making a statement tonight, Brad.
They are. Setting the TVC on notice, let's say. We knew there were going to be some points scored in this game. We just didn't think it'd be lopsided a little bit like it is at this point.
So Cooper Haber going to kick off. And it's down the middle.
Knuckleball.
Nice roll. And there's
nice.
A pitch back and a little bit of space. Not much. Montgomery gets to the 25 on that pitch. And, I mean, if you're Alexander, you got to try everything right now.
Yeah, I like it. Put a little excitement into him.
Jagger Kane pitching to Montgomery there. Initially looked like he had a little bit of a seam up the sideline, but the Vikings pursuit.
Yeah, stayed
right
home.
there.
Nobody over pursued. Got to the ball. Minimal gain.
So Spartans will start this drive at the 25. And the clock continuing to roll. 7:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. And as slow as that first half was, Brad, the second half might be just quick. Just as quick on the opposite end. Schultz with it. Handoff. Waller looking for space. Nice tackle there. Well, almost. Still fighting, and the ball's free. Ball's free, and it's in a pile.
That kid is a load to bring down.
And it looks like the Spartans have recovered. They have. Waller, nice second effort there as Braden Tuttle with that recovery. So give him a gain of 3.
Good tough run.
.620 to go, 3rd quarter. Schultz takes a snap, looking to pass.
Oh, boy.
Looking to the left side, and that's going to be short. Was looking for Wyatt Layton there. Thacker. Gabe Zanny out there on the corner, too.
Hunter Hoyt took the center and almost drove him back into the quarterback on that play.
It's not surprising.
No, it's not. It's not, but
He's been doing it all year.
my goodness, he stood him up and just ran him backwards.
The 3rd down and 7 for the Spartans, 4 wide receivers. Schultz looking to pass. Got plenty of time. Now rush from the side, and that's going to be caught by Montgomery and
Nice
brought down
tackle.
immediately. It was Brady Woltz on the tackle. Pickup of about 4 yards on the play. And it's 4th down now. What do you do, Brad? 5:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's 48-0.
More of the same. We're going to roll. Roll with it.
A nice tackle there by Woltz on that play. Could have been a big play had he slipped that tackle.
It could. Great open field tackle.
5 wide for the Spartans and Schultz. And he's going to keep it himself. Got some space. Got the 1st down. Runs
Nice
over a
run.
man and gets up to the 40. Has many big hits as Owen Heyer has inflicted on people. He just got one returned to him right there by Schultz.
He did.
Can't always be on the
No.
giving end of those. Sometimes you take them. So nice run there by Schultz, and the Spartans pick up a 1st down.
Doesn't happen to him real often.
Not very often. He's still credited with the tackle, though. And that's all that matters. Schultz looking to pass. Got single coverage down this side. And he's going to throw it up for grabs. And incomplete, out of bounds.
Good coverage there. Hunter Hoyt again flushing the quarterback out. I mean, he is, I'm kind of watching that battle. He and the center are going at it. The center has submarined him twice the last 2 plays, taking him out. And that time he just got a hold of him, shoved him out of the way.
So that was Madison on the coverage there for the Vikings. And the Spartans desperation mode here, trying to get on the board here. 3:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 10 for the Spartans, 3 wide receivers. Again, single coverage on this near side. See if he looks this way. He's looking to the left, throws to the left, and that's going to be caught by Kane and brought down immediately by Gabe Zanny.
Good pass and catch there.
Pick up a 6 on the play to the 46-yard line. Again, Brad, we've talked about it all night. That underneath route has been there.
It is. You just got to string a few of them together and pick up a few 1st downs.
So another 3rd down for the Spartans on this drive. We'll see if they can pick it up. Hunter Hoyt runs off. Noah White in the game now at nose for the Vikings. And the Vikings starting to sub some players in. Schultz rolling to his right, looking downfield. Got some time. Now he's got rush.
Pressure.
And he's hit as he threw. And incomplete. Again, he had some time there, Brad, but just kind of held on and ran out.
He did.
Had to get rid of it quickly.
Receiver wasn't very open there, and I think he was waiting to see him make an extra move there before he threw the ball.
So it's now 4th down and 4. And this has to be 4-down territory for the Spartans now. 2:15 to go in the 3rd quarter. Clock rolling 48-0. The Vikings lead.
Yeah, and I agree that at this point you just want to score.
And Schultz getting rushed.
Big
He's got to get rid
pressure.
of it, and he does. And it's in and out of the hands. In and out of the hands of Allison. Would have been a 1st down, Brad. He was right at the line, and actually that was not Allison. That was Jenkins.
9.
Number 9. Thought it was number 8. Looked like an 8. But it was
It
a
did
9.
look like an 8 till he turned his back towards us.
So the Vikings keep Alexander off the board again. That will probably do it for the Alexander offense in this 3rd quarter. So
You'd think so.
we'll see if the Vikings keep the 1st string in there for one more series on offense. Looks like they may.
A lot of familiar numbers out there.
And at this point, Brad, it's about putting things on film, right?
Yeah, and like I said, this is where you do some of those things you wouldn't do in normal game circumstances and just see what the outcome is. And again, let's put something on film for the future opponents to look at.
And the Vikings travel next week to Washington County to take on the Warren Warriors as they start at the 46-yard line here. Mollahan looking to pass. And now he's rushed.
Man, nice escape.
Gains a few yards back, but still tackled behind the line of scrimmage near the 50-yard line. So he'll lose 4 yards on the play. And you think he's going down at the 45, and somehow he squirts to the 50, Brad.
That's the thing. He minimizes losses by just athletic ability.
Ratchke in motion. Mullahan going to keep it. Now he's going to drop back and pass. Throws over the middle to Haber. Or now that was Hembry, and Hembry catches it for a first down at the 35. And Brad, this looks like we're running the 2-minute drill. I think what Coach Carper's doing here is he's letting his team.
I agree.
Finish this quarter out, try to score again in this quarter, and then you'll see the second team come in.
Great field vision there by Zeke. All the scrambles, the side-to-side movement. He's still got his head up looking downfield for that receiver.
So 36 seconds to go. Clock rolling. Zeke back. Looking to throw. Got Moeller deep. Going that way.
Get her in.
Up in the air. Through the hands. And incomplete. And that's going to probably do it for the third quarter. As we're down to 20 seconds. It looks like the Vikings are going to be content with running the clock down to 8.
I think they might try to run one more
down
play
to 5. Down to 3, 2, 1. And that's going to do it for the end of the third quarter. The Vikings put another score on the board, Brad, and lead 48-0 over these Alexander Spartans. And we're 12 minutes away from first place in the TVC Ohio for the Vikings.
I like the sound of that. No, I agree with you. This is probably going to be the last series we see the starters or the majority of the starters on offense. You really don't want to attempt having an injury of some sort, something late in a game that you could avoid. So you don't want to have your starters out there too deep into the fourth here.
Right. So we'll see if we can pull up some scores around here as we await the fourth quarter. River Valley opening it up, 30-14 over the Rockets. Fort Fry still leads Lindsley 38-31, and that's in the third quarter. Nelsonville York now pulling away from Meigs, 28-0.
I was kind of interested to see what that was going to turn out like.
Paint Valley 27, Piketon 8. Gallia 36, Fairland 21.
Really?
Waterford all over Frontier 26-0. Logan 21, Athens 13. Jackson 28, Miami Trace 21 coming back.
Miami's back in it.
As Parker Schonborn is in the game at quarterback now for the Vikings.
Good to see him getting some work. Who must be trying to drain the clock?
Schonborn with Habern behind him. The handoff is to Habern, and he's going to push his way ahead to the 30. Going to pick up about 4 yards on the play. I believe you were right, Brad. I think they'll be content with milking the clock as much as possible.
Yeah, we're going to run the clock down every time
and try to preserve the shutout.
You're probably going to see a good dose of running here.
First down, 6.
Sean Moore under center in the tee. Thacker in motion. Handoffs to Thacker. Thacker gets met at the line. Pushes ahead, though. Gets about 3 yards on the play, maybe more.
By Josiah there.
Pickup of about 4 yards on the play, Brad, and he was met right at the line.
Yeah, well, I mean, right at the line and pushed ahead with a couple of defenders on either side. Great run by Josiah there.
It'll be 4th down and 2. Vikings need to get to the 25-yard line. If we had Kyler DeAugustino on the sideline, Brad, we could kick a field goal here.
We could. I'd love to see him kick one here. At some point, I was hoping they'd get close enough to see him.
So the Vikings going to go for it. We're going to run that play clock down. We're down to 10-10 to go in the fourth quarter. Sean Bourne, let's see if he keeps it. Thacker in motion. He's going to pitch, fake the pitch. There's the reverse, and there was a face mask. No call there. No need to call there. As a Vikings will turn it over to the Spartans at the 30-yard line. 9:46 to go in the fourth quarter here. The Vikings defense going back out to try to preserve a shutout, Brad. The Spartans may only get it one, maybe two more times with a rolling clock.
Yeah, and especially if we were to get the ball and get any kind of couple first downs, you could drain this thing down pretty good.
3, 2, 8. Winning ticket number is 86.
So Schultz with 4 wide receivers. Waller next to him in the backfield. Snaps back. Schultz looking downfield, throws to the corner. Nice break on the ball again by a defensive back. That was, again, Brandon Madison.
Brandon have a big game.
Had a great game on the defensive side of the ball tonight. As the pass is incomplete, it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 30. Again, that clock's continuing to roll. We're down under 9 minutes now on a homecoming night in MacArthur. Vikings lead 48-0.
See Lane Habron here on this hash.
You see a couple starters out there, Brad, but they're in different positions.
Yeah.
Maybe gearing up for what could come next year.
Yeah, quite a few sophomores on the field right now.
Schultz with Kane in motion now to his side, and he hands it off. Gets around the edge. Nice move there by Kane. He's across the 40 now, running, being chased to the 50 and out of bounds.
All right, hold on, kids. Hold up.
And Byron Brisker out with an injury, somehow still
injured during the game.
Still got hit.
I can't laugh. I'm sorry. He really is. Is he okay? Okay.
I believe he's all right, but you're sitting there on the bench thinking, man, I'd like to be out there hitting these guys, and then all of a sudden here they come and they smack right into him.
Bringing the game to you.
We didn't expect that.
No, absolutely not. Swaim over there telling him, hey, I told you we'd get you in the game.
Yeah. Do I get credit for the tackle, guys? Come on now. All the guys over there around him now are probably saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe some of them big bodies need to stand in front of them. You know what I mean?
Got to do something. Protect the poor boy.
Timeout.
We've got a timeout now by Alexander, 7:33 to go. As after that run by Kane to the 50, it's a 1st and 10.
7:33 left in the game.
So the clock will stop on that timeout. Let's see if we have any more updated scores from around the area.
Trying to see what's going on here. They got something going on with Coach Heyer or someone. What do they got going on right here? They're tending to somebody.
A phone has been found. If you have lost your phone, come to the press box.
Awful lot of concerned individuals right there.
It's hard to tell, to get a good view of what's going on here.
Yeah, I can't tell. Don't want to speculate, so.
Nelsonville York now leads 35-0 over the Meggs Marauders. So they're making a statement of their own in the second half, Brad. 28-0 in the second half for Nelsonville York. As we are underway again, Schultz looking for the pass. And there's that fake.
Wow, there it is.
Nice pass, nice catch. And Madison with the tackle.
Trying desperately to hold the shot out.
That was Jeffrey. And that's what we expected we would see all night, Brad, and we just really haven't.
I'm sure Coach Carpet would like to maintain the shutout here if he can.
So, Brad, I believe our concern was a lot of water spilt all over Coach Heyer.
Is that what it was? I don't know. He's coming.
Oh, he's got a taped-up knee.
He's limping around there a little bit.
Maybe took a cleat to the leg as Schultz fumbles the ball.
Oh, no.
Ball's on the ground. I believe the Spartans recovered, and they did. You think Owen's telling his dad to toughen up and walk it off?
Probably, yeah. Rub a little dirt on it. Walk it off. Maybe Owen put the hit on him.
He's hit everybody else out there, Brad. Might as well hit his own dad.
Got an opportunity to hit Dad. He's right there at the bench.
So the Spartans trying to get on the board here. They're at the 5-yard line. Second down. They can get a first down at the 2. Schultz looking to pass. Thrown to the corner of the end zone, and it's caught.
Nice pass.
For the touchdown is Montgomery, and the Spartans are on the board with 5:50 to go in the fourth quarter. Scores now 48-6.
You like to see that. It's tough on a team getting shut out. Give you a little bit of momentum going into the next week.
Right. The Spartans have River Valley.
River Valley.
What we would expect to be a winnable game for the Spartans next week, although River Valley putting up some points tonight against the Wellston Rockets, a team that Alexander struggled.
Yeah, they didn't get away from them until late. That game was still
it was a 1-point game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, a little in question there late. I believe it was a pick 6, wasn't it? That really kind of stretched that ball game out.
The Augustino kicks it through. No surprise. 48-7. The Vikings lead with 5:50 to go. And this, if you're the Vikings, you get a couple first downs, maybe even one first down, Brad, and you get to ring that victory bell on homecoming night.
It's got to be a good feeling.
Once again, we have a cell phone that's been lost behind the bleachers. If you do not have a cell phone you're missing, come to the press box. We'll see if it goes.
I wonder whatever happened to that yellow Jeep, Brad.
I would assume it got towed. It's probably right over there in that lot.
Mickey's yard?
Yeah.
Across the street?
Yeah, that's just an assumption. I see a green one out there. Backing out.
So the Spartans, do they try an onside kick, Brad? As we are, we're on the wrong side of the field.
Did we forget to switch at the beginning of the fourth, or what's going on here?
No,
that's right.
No,
that is right.
We're right.
What in the world happened there? Well, how did we not notice that?
We just had a little bit of a mental breakdown there by both teams. They were getting ready to kick off from our side, and we were set to return from their side. Sure. Is that if we score that? I mean,
I don't know.
Sure how that works.
That'd be interesting to see how that would work out.
See if Kyler kicks it deep, or they try an onside kick here. Nothing to lose. And Kyler kicks it deep, and it's going to go over the head of Hembry, and it's going to roll out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
Wow.
What a
monster kick, man.
What a kick.
Perfect.
Boy, that was one spin away from setting on that 1-yard line, Brad.
Impressive. My goodness.
It's got a leg.
Kid does, man.
We talked about, this is a 3-4 sport athlete.
Yeah.
He's committed to go play college basketball.
Yeah. And probably will be elite, but I just wonder what he could be as a soccer player. Heck, a collegiate kicker.
Yeah,
Walk on at OU, wherever you're at.
I mean, if you
kick the ball.
If you can kick 55-yard field goals, Brad, you're
yeah.
You're all right. So 5:50 to go. The Vikings will start at the 40 or the 35-yard line after that boot out at the 1. And the Vikings with a mix of first and second team on offense. If they pick up a first down here, it'll all be over, Brad. 5:30 to go.
Not too long.
Schomburn under center. Takes a snap and a fumble on the play. And gathered back in by Habron there on the exchange. And, Brad, this is something you're going to see next year. This is going to be the backfield here.
Yes.
In 2023.
You're correct. That'll be your they're not underclassmen. That'll be your juniors and your sophomores moving up. So you're correct in that. That's going to be your backfield next year.
So a couple more subs coming in the game now for the Vikings. I believe that's Zanny in the backfield now. Behind Sean Bourne. Hand off to Zanny. Nice cut around the outside. Slips one tackle across the 40. Still fighting for yards, and he picks up a first down to the 46-yard line.
Have we found another back for the backfield?
Goes Gabe Zanny. If it's not one Gabe, it's another Gabe.
That's right.
What a run.
Absolutely. That was beastie right there.
4:20 to go now, clock rolling. And these second-team kids, Brad, they're playing in front of the biggest crowd they've ever played in front of. They want to score a touchdown.
Right.
Hand off again, this time met right in the backfield. That was McKibben for the Spartans. So it's going to take Zanny's average down to 5 yards per carry.
It is, but, man, that was a heck of a run.
3:46 to go. As Coach Hires being taken off the field. Hopefully that's nothing too serious there for Coach. It looked like they had that leg taped up. And we've got a different quarterback in there now, and there's a pitch.
That's not freshman Chase Greer, is it?
That was freshman Chase Greer at quarterback, and he pitched the ball to Hunter Milliken on that carry.
It's a name we haven't called yet this year. That's a kid that used to run the ball in our Little Vikes program with a lot of authority, growing up.
So Chase Greer in there calling the signals now for the Vikings. Zanny in the backfield. We got Carter Linder out wide to the near side. And there's a fumbled snap. And it's going to be recovered by the Spartans.
Well, not what we wanted to see, but at least we got to see some of those underclassmen.
Yeah, any playing time is good playing time on Friday nights, Brad.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll see if the Spartans put in their second team or if they try to score again. With 2:28 left to go in the fourth quarter here from homecoming night in MacArthur. The Vikings lead 48-7. Brad, this is the most points given up by the Vikings defense since Rock Hill, week 2.
That's amazing.
The Vikings just about all underclassmen out there right now on the field for the defense. And the Spartans sending in their second team. As Bateman is going to take the snap for the Spartans, and we've got a delay of game. And the Spartans called timeout before the delay. With 1:57 left, clock will stop now. As the Spartans second team trying to put something together here before the end of this one.
So let's think about this for a minute. If you're Alexander, do you still control your own destiny? You beat Nelsonville.
Well, yeah, but you got to have help.
Yeah, you need Nelsonville to make sure they beat us.
Right.
And you get the option to beat Nelsonville. So I guess you don't control your own destiny, but you still have a chance.
Right, but by no means are they out of it.
No,
they're still going to be in position. They just need some help.
Thought for a second we had a freak storm, but I think we're on camera with the drone.
We just had our own flyover here, Brad. If it's not Manises, it's drones.
I was getting ready to say, we have not had the praying Manises.
There's no bugs. Well, there's a few, but not many.
At first I thought we had a freak windstorm or a little Derrico going right overhead, and had to turn around and see the drone.
What was going on there?
The drone was floating about 3 feet over top of your head.
We'll have to watch the film on that one, Brad.
It'll be exciting.
River Valley 36, Wellston 22. Looks like the Raiders are going to hold on there and win on their homecoming night. As the Spartans throw an incomplete pass. That was Bateman to Wyatt Layton.
A lot of clean jerseys out there for the white. I'm sure there's quite a few parents there in the bleachers that are excited to see some of their freshman and sophomore kids actually get in and play a little bit here on Friday night.
1:25 to go in the fourth quarter. Bateman with it, hands it off. This is the 22, McKibben, and he's hit and tackled. Brad, that was
56.
56. Yeah, Hunter Martin on the tackle there. Freshman Hunter Martin, part of the
Martin crew.
Part of the Martin crew, but also part of the homecoming procession to start the game.
He was.
It's a very, very nice escort. Bateman rolling, looking to pass. Throws it short.
Nice soft touch.
This is to Richardson. Richardson's got some speed.
Ooh, a little horse collar tackle.
Horse collar tackle, but nothing called. Brought down by Lane Danner for the Vikings. And
sophomore.
You're going to see maybe one more play, Brad, as we're down to 23 seconds. There's no call in the illegal motion, which there's no reason to. And there's a throw in the corner. Caught. Spartans might get on the board again, and he's going to be tackled just short.
They gave
him a touchdown. So the Spartans score, second team score with 4 seconds left after an illegal motion was not called.
Yeah.
But those plays, Brad, in this situation,
they don't matter.
You don't call those.
Nope.
So the Spartans' second team get on the board now. It's 48-13. We'll see if the Augustino is going to kick again. I didn't know possibly if they had a backup kicker they might try here, but I'm going to let.
I think they ought to line him up at about the 35 and let him kick this.
NFL style, Brad. There's a snap, good hold. Kick is on the money.
If I was him, I'd have just tried to kick it out into Route 50. Made him chase the ball.
He could definitely kick it to the Willows, Brad.
Yeah, I'd say kick it far beyond that.
Yes, 48-14, the Vikings are going to win this one as the clock hits zeros. The Vikings win on homecoming night. And, Brad, they will shake hands tonight.
Yeah, that's good.
Pretty clean game overall, Brad. You know, a lot of these games in these situations, Alexander came in 4-1. They expected to win this ball game.
I'm sure.
You know, tensions get high, and, you know, sometimes you see some things that you don't like to see, but overall tonight was a pretty clean game by both squads.
It was. And really, I don't know what coach will harp on, you know, tomorrow. Besides, you know, a few plays here and there, looked great defensively and offensively. And aside from the handful of penalties in the first half, it was a rather clean ball game for both sides of the football.
So the Vikings will ring the victory bell on homecoming night as they move to 4-2 on the season, Brad. Alexander falls to 4-2.
Yeah, but we're that 3-0 in the TBC.
3-0 in the TBC Ohio. The Vikings are officially in first place.
That's right.
All alone.
Halfway through the TBC schedule. Have River Valley, Nelsonville, and Wellston remaining. A couple of those games on the road. Man, the fireworks.
That was a good one there, Brad.
Yeah.
I like that. So the Alexander Spartans will move on next week. They'll be at home to take on what we expect to be 2-4 River Valley Raiders after we expect them to pick up that win and finish that game out tonight against Wellston.
Yeah.
So that'll be another big game for Alexander as River Valley will come into that game 1-2 in TBC Ohio play. The Vinton County Vikings will travel. Again, as we said before, they'll travel to Washington County to take on the Warren Warriors. Then following that week, they will travel to Bidwell to take on the River Valley Raiders before coming back home for the final home game of the season for us, barring a playoff home game, which the Vikings go 8-2, there's a chance.
And quite possibly the TBC championship in that week.
Right. So if the Vikings can take care of business against River Valley in 2 weeks, and the Nelsonville York Buckeyes can take care of business next week against Wellston and then against Alexander, which will be a home game for the Buckeyes in week 8. That'll set up the TBC Ohio championship game, much as it was last year, over in Nelsonville. It'll be here in Vinton County this year against a Buckeye team that, looking forward, we expect to only have one loss. And, if the Vikings can take care of business in the next 2 weeks, you're looking at a one-loss team versus a two-loss team. Both teams undefeated in conference play.
That's a pretty good Week 9 matchup.
Both teams with winnable games in Week 10, so you got to believe that it'll come down to that.
It will be senior night for us.
Senior night for the Vikings here. Hopefully good weather. As we got the stats here now. We'll read over these. Read over the scoring stats tonight. Mostly the Vikings on the board here, except for the Spartans. A couple scores late. The Vikings started the game with the 8:44 mark of the first quarter. Zeke Mullahan with a 9-yard touchdown run. 8:22, a mere 22 seconds later, Lane Habron with an 18-yard run. With 2 minutes left in the first quarter, Zeke Mullahan with his second touchdown, a 2-yard run. 10:55 mark in the second quarter, Zeke Mullahan with his third touchdown run of 4 yards. It was Garrett Brown at the 3:37 mark in the second quarter with a 27-yard run, and then Zeke Mullahan with his fourth touchdown in the first half with a 17-yard run with 58 seconds left in the first half in the third quarter. And the final score for the Vikings was Zeke Mullahan with a 9-yard run at the 8:05 mark for 5 touchdowns on the game. Spartans Montgomery with a 1-yard pass from Schultz with the 5:50 mark in the fourth quarter. And then Wyatt Layton with a 23-yard pass from Alex Bateman with 4 seconds left in the game. That was the scoring in this one. First downs, the Vinton County Vikings with 18, Alexander with 9. Rushes, Alexander with 11 carries for 27 yards. The Vikings 48 carries, 333 yards. Passing yards for the Spartans, 170. You got to be happy with that.
Absolutely.
28 for the Vikings. Spartans were 14 of 32 with 1 interception on the night. The Vikings were 2 of 7 with no interceptions. Total offensive plays, 43 plays for the Spartans for 197 yards. 55 plays for the Vikings for 361 yards. Let's see. Kick returns. Spartans with 5 for 52 yards. The Vikings again with only the 1 kick for 47 yards. The second kick went out of bounds. The Vikings had 1 interception for a 28-yard return by Hembry. Alexander punted 3 times for a 39.3 average. That's not bad. The Vikings did not punt tonight, Brad.
You know what? I didn't even notice.
3 fumbles for the Spartans. They lost 1. The Vikings with 1 fumble, which they lost. Penalty yards. Now, this is something, Brad. 3 for 29 for the Spartans. At halftime, Brad, the Vikings had 5 penalties for 40 yards. They finished the game with 5 penalties for 40
I like
yards.
it. See, that's what we want to see, improvement.
Time of possession, 25-33 for the Vikings, 22-27 for the Spartans. Third down conversions, the Spartans were 1 of 8. Fourth down conversions, they were 1 of 4. The Vikings, 6 of 11 on third downs and 1 of 4 on fourth down. Red zone chances, Brad. We've talked about how the Vikings struggled in the red zone mightily this year. For the Spartans, they were 1 of 2 in red zone chances. The Vikings were 6 of 6, Brad.
Beautiful. That'll
100%.
help your average.
Absolutely. Sacks. Spartans had 1 sack for 3 yards. The Vikings had no sacks.
They had a lot of quarterback hurries, though.
They did. Let's look here. Rushing. We'll read over the Vikings rushing stats. Garrett Brown, 17 carries, 173 yards. Zeke Mullahan, 14 carries, 103 yards. Lane Habron, 8 carries for 38 yards. Gabe Ratchke, 4 carries for 10 yards. Passing, Jordan Schultz was 12 of 29 with 1 interception and a touchdown for 132 yards. Bateman was 2 for 3 for 38 yards and a touchdown. Zeke Mullahan was 2 of 7 for 28 yards. Receiving, Jagger Kane was had 34 yards receiving. Montgomery had 25 yards. Jeffrey had 42 yards. Waller had 27 yards. And Layton had 1 touchdown and 1 reception for 23 yards. Richardson also had a reception for 15 yards, and Nolan Jenkins had 1 for 4 yards. Matt Hembry, both catches tonight for the Vikings for 28 yards. Yeah. And that's the stats. In this one, the Vikings win 48-14, Brad. Asked you last week, Brad. I'll ask you again this week, although the Spartans did score twice in this one. The first one coming against a little bit of a mix of second team, and then the last one coming with JVs out there for both sides. What was more impressive tonight when you look back on this game? Was it the offense and how they got out of the gate early, scoring those 4 touchdowns in the first quarter? Or was it the defense really pitching that shutout for a long time tonight?
It's hard to decide on that. Honestly, I was impressed with both, especially that first half. You know, we had things going on there in the second half, but offensively, I don't know. It looks like they're just kind of starting to figure out who they are. We're starting to see a little bit more with the pass. You know, Hembry's kind of that guy right now, but we tried to get to Moeller twice, and that was 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That was 2 more that we probably could have had there with him. I think offensively, there were some things that I was surprised about, and I saw defensively, they're just doing what we expect them to do each and every week. It's hard to sell them short on that, but offensively, I think they were just pretty impressive for me this evening.
I agree, Brad. Let's read over our sponsors one last time before we get out of here tonight. SF Restoration, BCR Buckeye Construction and Restoration, Strickland Sales and Service, Precision One Masonry, and the Adena Health Systems. And it's time to give away the Adena Health Systems Player of the Game tonight, Brad. A lot of guys made plays tonight. We said this the last time we were here. You could give it to multiple people. I believe the last game, you know, Zeke had a very good game, and we ended up giving it to Owen Heyer.
We did
2 weeks ago. You know, Zeke, he has this bar set, right? And he almost has to do more to get recognition, right?
He does. Each week he pushes a little higher and makes it harder on himself.
Right. Well, tonight, 4 touchdowns in the first half, another one in the third quarter for 5 total. Zeke Mullahan, the Adena Health Systems Player of the Week.
I have to agree with you.
For homecoming night at Vinton County. So congratulations to Zeke. And what a game. What a game for the Vikings. Offense, defense, special teams made a big play. Nice return by Hembry. Recovery on that kick early in the game. Just all around, couldn't ask for a better game tonight. Homecoming, big crowd. Great game tonight, great atmosphere. And, you know, hopefully this springboards the Vikings to finish the year out strong.
It's hard to believe there's only 4 games left, though.
There is 4 games. So we'll be on the road the next 2 weeks. We'll go to Warren next week. We'll go to River Valley the following week. Hopefully we can maybe figure something out and maybe possibly be able to get down to River Valley. But we'll update on that as we move along. But so one final time tonight, homecoming night here at Vinton County High School. The Vikings beat the 4-1 coming into tonight Alexander Spartans in a big-time TVC Ohio showdown. The Vikings moved to 3-0 in conference play. They win 48-14 at home. So we'll see you guys in a couple weeks as we come back for the Nelsonville York game. TVC Ohio Championship could potentially be on the line that week. Hopefully it is. So we're going to sign off tonight. For Brad Rose, I'm Nathan Lamb. This has been BMG Media's coverage of Vinton County football.
Go Vikes.